Pox and Retro. Retro is actually the engineer behind the Cool Kids. He's the one who helped me.
I think I heard of him before.
Yeah, he's so very talented. He was the one who actually got me in the studio to record the Cool Kids. Little did he know, when he hit me up, I gave up. I wasn't doing music no more. I was about to change my social media. I wanted to lead everybody who knew me musically a story, and I wanted to start out again as myself, but not as an artist. I didn't want to do music no more. I didn't want to sing. I didn't want to perform. Nothing. I was done. That was like what I was telling you earlier. When my aunt passed, I was ready to just stop, and I didn't look at it as giving up. I looked at it as me, putting time into my personal life because I felt like I was drowning. I'm trying to record music for people, perform for people so they can like me, but I don't like myself, so it's like I don't want to keep working for other people. That's how it felt. And Retro, he hit me up, and I feel like it was heaven sent because he did not know. That very exact day, maybe like an hour or two before he messaged me, I made up my mind that I was done. He sent me a very long paragraph. He didn't have to do that. And when I tell you a light bulb went off, like my soul opened, I don't know what it was, but it was like an epiphany. Like, because I was done. And to have someone that I only knew for like a few months tell me, how talented I am and how I should never sleep on my talent, it was amazing because I don't get a lot of support, and I'm a humble person and I appreciate the little things. And for him to go out of his way and message me, I was just very thankful for that. And Marv Pox as well, because they're kind of a team. Marv Pox was the one who introduced me to Retro because that's where he records his music. And just them collectively, they've just been there, and just to have friends who support you and appreciate you is the best.
It's always about being genuine at the end of the day.
Definitely, and I appreciate them for that. So
that's what's
gotta give a shout out because it's very rare to find people who support you because people treat everything like it's a competition, like there's no room for everybody. Like there's plenty of room for creativity, for art. There's plenty of room,
Like I know my podcast is like 1 in a million, but it's not about competing, but it's about being different.
Yeah.
And my whole goal was for the podcast was to bring on people. It don't matter if you just started or you 5 years, 10 years, 1 year in. It's all about, you have people that's in middle school, you have kids that's in middle school, you have even students, even people older than us.
Yeah.
That's like in their 30s and 40s, still don't know what they want to do with themselves. And, they looking for inspiration.
Look at Taraji. Taraji didn't make her a leading role until she was, 35? 34, 35? So it's plenty of time, It's just because what it is that's why I try to stay off of social media. You get caught up in the lifestyle of other people and how they live, and you don't know if that's how they really live. It's just a social media account, nothing... everything that glitters isn't gold, so you see it all the time. People out here doing this, they doing that, but you don't know. They may be spending their lives, they may be struggling just like you, or they sacrificed enough to be that, to get to that point. So it's like, you gotta stop, thinking so much about what other people have and focus on what you want. Like, that was my main focus, like focusing on what I needed, what I wanted out of all of this. And it wasn't money, it's not... damn sure isn't fame, but it's more so of, for the people, for the youth, because after we're gone, like, the old, not even us, but the old heads, like, people like Monique, people like, just those who influence us in the way that we are now, like Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, all those people, once they're gone, we are going to be in charge. If you see how things are going now, this world will be doomed if people like the youth was in charge, because all they're listening to, you feel me, is, like the trap. Don't get me wrong, I love trap music. But
it's like
it's a mess.
What Diddy said was, I get what he meant. Like when he was saying like it's getting diluted.
Yeah.
Because it's copy and paste. You know what I'm saying? It's not. That's why in my last podcast with Galliano, I was telling her like the 2000s was still diverse. Like it was a whole bunch of diversity. You know, even in the 2010s, there's a lot of diversity, but I feel like for artists like yourself and a whole bunch of other artists that I know, y'all don't get that shine because, you know, I feel like nowadays the music industry is money driven. It's not, oh, this artist is dope. He or she is creative. Let's just, you know, help her out and things like that. You know, it's always about having that quick money and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing with the generation. I mean, it's sad, but it could be fixed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It could be, you know,
definitely. I agree. I agree. But see, you know, those who try to fix music, they label them as what? Crazy or incompetent. Like, look at, like, Lauryn Hill, like, how they tried to just diminish her entire, like, platform, just her as an artist. Like, watching some of Lauryn Hill's, like, older interviews and her speaking of, you know, herself and her background and just how she thinks, Lauryn Hill was very intelligent. Spiritually as well. And people don't understand that being spiritually intelligent is way more important than anything else. I don't care, because I am a firm believer of heaven, like, you know, dying and going to heaven, and that what you do on earth determines where you end, you know, after, you know. And I definitely want to be somewhere or go somewhere where I feel like I deserve to be. And to hear her, you know, speak about her spirituality and the way she want to take her music and all of that, that inspired me. Like people like that. Just to know that there are people out here that are making good music, like that helps people as opposed to, you know, freeze them in time for a second. Because I feel like that's what a lot of music does. They just freeze you in time for like the time being. You turn up, whatever. Once the song is over, okay, what's next?
Yeah, it's the nowadays people have the attention span is not like how it used to be. But to get back with Lauryn Hill, you know, I was always had these conversations about she was with the Fugees, but she only got one solo track. And, you know, as an artist as a whole, not even just, you know, compare her to like female artists, but I still consider like the greats. You know what I'm saying? Well, if she was to come out with at least one more or two more, it'll solidify. Like, it would be no question. I feel like if she came out, in my opinion, with at least one more golden album. And especially in this time where, you know, you still have all the generations from like the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, you know, if she could have an album that can impact all of them, because I feel like she's one of the few artists that does. To me, you got to put her on the what's it called? What's it called?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore, yeah. My bad, y'all. Mount Rushmore, because she's like, you have like Andre 3000, for example. He's one of them, like, we always talk about the Jay-Z's and the Biggies and the Eminems, but you have these artists that's like, I think of it as like a Lego. You gotta have the important piece. You know, like the Lauryn Hills, she's that important piece. You know what I'm saying?
When they had VH1 Soul, like, I don't see. I mean, I'm sure they do have it, but you may have to add it on. It doesn't come with like the basic cable package anymore. Like, it was VH1, it's VH1 Soul. You know, it's not as popular as it used to be back in the days. And me, that's kind of sort of what I would like to do with my music. I want to bring soul back. You know, something that speaks from within. Because, like I said, like, I'm a very spiritual person. Like, I tend to my spirituality every day. I never neglect it. I pray every day because I feel like my spirit controls everything. Like, how I feel on the inside is going to reflect on the outside, period. Like, you can be as beautiful as you want. Like, for instance, Chris Brown, people are, when him and Rihanna first got into, you know, the whole, you know, whatever, with him hitting her, girls were literally saying, oh yeah, he can beat me. He Chris Brown, I'll let him beat me any day. Like,
that's crazy, yeah.
And at that time, like, I was just like I completely just, I wasn't a fan anymore. I just completely just like stopped. But then over the years, you know, you understand, people are human, things happen, you know. you hear the full story, and it doesn't.
Yeah, 'cause she was abusive too. Like
it doesn't excuse what he did.
I know it doesn't
her.
excuse, but it's like I'll never put my hands on no woman, but never did, never will. But I feel like anything, like whether it's abusive, whether it's rape, whether it's anything, I feel like it's a man. It's like a double standard. Like a man is not taken seriously. Yeah. If it happened, because I knew men that was, you hear stories about men that when they was younger, they was raped by older women. They got taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? They think because man, we always think about like sex and stuff like that. It's not a big deal, but
that you're stronger. You should be able to stop a woman.
Yeah, I grew up. I was one of them dudes. Like I grew up with men who was like, man, listen, I'm gonna lose my V card to someone who I really love, or like what I'm trying to say, like there was men that at my age that didn't really care about girls. They just wanted to play video games, have fun and stuff, go outside, things like that. But nowadays it's just like it's I don't know, like
everything changed now, and I feel like, to be honest with you, one of the main concerns I feel like is a big problem with the generation is television, it's social media, it's everything that we're distracted by. I feel like if we read more as opposed, I read this.
Thank you. Books. What's the name of the book?
It's not a book. It was a poem. It was a poem. And no, it wasn't a poem. It was an article. And it may have been an article from the book you're talking about. I'm not sure. I just know that.
No, the book that you talking about.
Yeah. But I didn't know it was a book. See, all I read was an article, online, and it was of a Caucasian guy speaking about, blacks, and he was pretty much saying how he said, if you want to hide something from black people, put it in a book. He said, put it in a book. If you're trying to keep away the secret to what it takes to bring black people together so that they can take over, put it in a book. They won't read. Like, he was disrespecting black people in every way.
But that's real, though.
It was, that's what I mean. It wasn't disrespect. It was so real. Like, my family, like, it just sucks. Over the years as I grew up, I realized that I live in a family that is completely brainwashed. Like, they are completely brainwashed by society. Like, these Caucasian people, they came here, they took over the land, or whatever the case may be. They had a strategy, they stuck to it, and their strategy worked. It worked. Like, my mom, my family, they believe that they can eat and do whatever they want to do, and that if they pray about it, they'll be okay. That's what they want us to do. That's even back in the slave days. Like, they want you to suffer and pray to someone or to something, and it may never even come because you're not doing what you need to do spiritually to get those blessings. Like, as far like when it comes to fasting and stuff like that and taking care of yourself, that's very important. And a lot of people feel like when they hear fasting, it means starving yourself. No, it means
anything.
And now all of this great sugar is being more. I think of fasting as eating things that was grown from the earth.
Even doing stuff too. Like, that's a fast too as well.
I remember I went on this 30-day fast where I stopped doing two things that I felt like I couldn't go without. One, because I was in a relationship. One was sex. The other was weed. I smoke a lot.
Well, you do that. I don't do that, but you.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it helped me through my depression.
Yeah.
It's not something that I need. It's just something that I do.
It's like it's like. I always tell people, even though I don't drink or smoke, you still like. I play video games. Video games help me create. Some people, like with me, I eat when I feel like, it's still a bad thing, because that's how, like, a lot of people become obese, is because just because you feel sad or depressed, things you have to eat. No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to, like, for me, I learned as an older age, it's a mind thing. You have to go, all right, when I should feel like certain ways, like mad or sad or whatever, or even happy, I should go to the beach. and just listen to music
Right.
and just reflect. Because one thing I learned from entrepreneurs, they always say that you have to learn how to reflect. Once you reflect in your life every day, just take it could be 5 minutes to like an hour.